Are you drowning in debt? Tired of the stress, the sleepless nights, and watching your paycheck disappear? It's time to flip the script. In the next 10 minutes, you're going to learn how to dominate your debt like a boss, with 4 powerful strategies that'll put you back in control. Let's go. Debt, well, that's a heavy one. It can feel like a life sentence, each bill a new bar on your window, each interest payment another turn of the key in the lock. But I'm here to tell you, same as I'd tell any good man who's lost his way in the dark, that there's always a way out. It ain't always easy, no sir, but it's there. This ain't just about numbers on a page, though we'll get to those. This is about reclaiming your peace of mind, your future, the very air you breathe. It's about walking tall again, knowing you're the master of your own ship, not some deckhand beholden to the whims of the tide. The journey of 1,000 miles, they say, begins with a single step. Today, we're not just taking a step, we're kicking down the damn door. We start with the debt snowball. Now some folks, they like to tackle the biggest beast first. And there's a time and place for that, sure. But the snowball, it's got a different kind of wisdom to it. This is for the go-getters, the ones who thrive on seeing progress, who need to feel that wind at their back to keep pushing forward. It's about building a fire, starting with the smallest twigs, the easiest kindling, until you've got a blaze that can consume even the biggest logs. That's the heart of it. You lay out all your debts, every last one, from the smallest nagging little bill to the one that feels like a mountain. Don't hide from them, stare them down. Then, you pay the absolute minimum on every single one of them, just enough to keep the wolves from the door. But that smallest debt, that one, you attack. You throw every spare dime, every extra cent you can find at that little fella until it's gone. Vanquished, wiped off the slate for good. And let me tell you, that first victory, no matter how small the debt, it does something to a person. It's a taste of freedom, a shot of pure, unadulterated accomplishment. Every debt you knock out is a psychological victory, a tangible sign that you're making headway, that you're not just spinning your wheels in the mud. And that momentum? Oh, that momentum is a powerful, powerful thing. It's addictive, in the best possible way. It feeds on itself, growing stronger with each success. It's like rolling a small snowball down a gentle slope. At first it's just a handful of snow, barely making a dent. But as it rolls, it picks up more snow, gets bigger, moves faster. Before you know it, that little snowball has become an unstoppable force, an avalanche of your own making, clearing everything in its path. That's what happens here. The money you were paying on that first smallest debt, now it gets added to the payment for the next smallest debt, and so on. You see, it's not just about the math, though the math works out just fine. It's about the human spirit. It's about seeing those chains break, one link at a time. It's about the feeling of control returning bit by bit. Some will tell you it's not the most efficient way, that you'll pay more interest in the long run. And they might be right, strictly speaking. But what they don't account for is the power of the human heart, the need for encouragement, for those little wins that keep you in the fight. Think of it like this: a man crawling through a long, dark tunnel. If he sees a pinprick of light, even a tiny one, it gives him the strength to keep crawling. Each debt paid off with the snowball method is one of those pinpricks of light, growing brighter and brighter, pulling you towards the exit. It's a strategy built on hope, on the undeniable power of positive reinforcement. It understands that the journey out of debt is as much a mental battle as it is a financial one. So you list them out, clear as day. That old store card, maybe a medical bill you've been chipping away at, that small personal loan. You order them, smallest balance to largest. And then you begin. Minimums on all but one. And that one, the smallest, you hit it with everything you've got. You find that extra money, maybe you cut back on something for a while, pick up an extra shift. Whatever it takes. Because the feeling of crossing that first one off the list, it's a liberation. Now, for those of you who look at the numbers, who see the cold, hard reality of interest payments eating away at your hard-earned money, there's another path. A path of calculated precision. Want to crush your interest payments? Want to save the most money in the long run, even if it takes a bit more discipline up front? Then enter the Debt Avalanche. This method, my friends, is about striking at the heart of the beast. With the avalanche, you still list out all your debts, just like with the snowball, but this time, you're not looking at the size of the debt. Oh no, you're looking at the interest rate, that percentage, that's the enemy here. That's the silent thief that creeps in each month and takes a little more, then a little more. You start with the highest interest rate debt first, because that's where the banks bleed you dry, where your money is working hardest for them, not for you. You still pay those minimums on everything else, keeping all those other accounts in good standing. Can't let one part of the ship sink while you're bailing out another, but all that extra cash you can muster, every spare dollar you can wring out of your budget, it goes straight to that high-interest monster. You focus all your firepower on the debt that's costing you the most, the one with the teeth, the one that's truly draining your financial lifeblood. It might not give you those quick satisfying wins like the snowball. That first debt you tackle might be a big one, and it might take a while to slay it. It requires a different kind of fortitude, a steadfastness, a belief in the long game. You might be chipping away at a large balance for months, even years, without that immediate gratification of wiping a debt completely off the list. But know this, with every extra payment you make, you're saving yourself real money. Think of it like a surgeon, carefully and precisely removing a tumor. It's not about flash, it's about effectiveness. The debt avalanche is for the strategic mind, the one that can see the bigger picture, the one that understands that a little more pain now can mean a lot less pain later. It's about minimizing the total amount of interest you'll pay over the life of your debts. And in the world of finance, that's a victory of significant proportions. It takes discipline, that's for sure. You have to trust the process even when it feels slow. You have to resist the temptation to knock out a smaller, lower interest debt just for the psychological boost. Your eyes must stay fixed on that high interest prize, because every dollar you pay towards that principal is a dollar that won't be accruing that killer interest rate anymore. It's a direct hit against your most expensive enemy. Consider the numbers. A credit card charging you 25% interest is a far more dangerous foe than a student loan at 5%, even if the student loan balance is larger. That 25% is like a wildfire, consuming everything in its path. The avalanche method says, put out the biggest fire first, the one that threatens to burn down the whole forest. It's a logical, pragmatic approach to a problem that often feels overwhelmingly emotional. Chapter 3. The Consolidation Gambit. One payment, one path. Sometimes the sheer number of battles can be overwhelming. Too many bills, piling up like a relentless tide, too many due dates, scattered across the calendar like landmines, each one a potential misstep, a potential late fee, a hit to your already strained peace of mind. If this sounds like your reality, if the complexity itself is part of the burden, then it's time to simplify your battlefield with debt consolidation. Think of it as gathering all your scattered forces into one powerful army, under one command, one loan to rule them all. That's the essence of it. You take out a new loan, or perhaps utilize a balance transfer credit card, and you use those funds to pay off a multitude of your existing debts. Suddenly, instead of juggling 5, 10, maybe even more payments each month, you have just one payment to make, one due date to remember. The goal here, ideally, is not just simplification but also savings. You're looking for that new loan or balance transfer to come with a lower interest rate than the average of the debts you're consolidating. If you can achieve that, you're not only streamlining your financial life, you're also reducing the amount of interest you'll pay over time. It's a two-pronged attack: simplify and save. That's a powerful combination. It could be a personal loan from a bank or a credit union. These often come with fixed interest rates and set repayment terms, so you know exactly what you're paying each month and when you'll be debt-free. Or it might be a balance transfer credit card, many of which offer introductory periods of 0% APR. Now, that's a tempting offer, a chance to make significant headway on your principal without interest biting at your heels for a time. But a word of caution here, my friends. That 0% introductory period doesn't last forever. You need a plan, a solid strategy to pay off as much of that balance as possible, ideally all of it, before the regular, often much higher interest rate kicks in. And be mindful of balance transfer fees, which can sometimes offset the savings if you're not careful. Read the fine print. Always read the fine print. Debt consolidation isn't a magic wand. It doesn't make the debt disappear. It reorganizes it, it restructures it, it gives you a clearer path, a more manageable journey. But the journey still needs to be walked. The discipline to make that one consolidated payment consistently and on time is still paramount. If you consolidate and then continue the habits that got you into debt in the first place, you'll just end up in a deeper hole. This strategy is particularly effective for those who are feeling overwhelmed by the sheer logistics of managing multiple debts. Chapter 4. The Arsenal of Freedom. Mastering Your Financial Destiny. The snowball gives you momentum. The avalanche gives you efficiency. Consolidation gives you simplicity. But what if you need more? What if you want to combine tactics or find those extra edges that can accelerate your journey to freedom? Well, my friend, your arsenal isn't empty. Let's break down other strategies that pack a serious punch, tools that can turn a slow march into a determined sprint. First up, negotiation. That's right. You can often negotiate with your creditors, especially on things like credit card interest rates. Pick up the phone. Be polite. Be persistent. Explain your situation. Highlight your history as a customer if it's good. Ask them if they can lower your APR. You'd be surprised how often a simple, well-phrased request can save you real money. Think of yourself as a smooth-talking closer, making a deal for your own financial future. Every percentage point counts. Then there's the art of increasing your income. Side hustles. It's a modern term for an age-old concept. Finding extra ways to bring in cash. Drive for a ride share, freelance your skills, sell crafts, tutor, walk dogs, whatever your talents or available time allow. Every extra dollar earned is a dollar that can be thrown at your debt, feeding your snowball, accelerating your avalanche, or beefing up that consolidated payment. It's about opening up new revenue streams, even temporary ones, to fuel your escape. And how do you keep track of all this? The income, the expenses, the debt payments, budgeting apps. In this day and age, technology can be your staunchest ally. There are apps that track every dollar like a sniper, showing you exactly where your money is going. They can help you identify areas where you can cut back, where you can save. Knowledge is power, and these apps give you the detailed financial intelligence you need to make informed decisions. Don't underestimate the power of automation either. Automatic payments. Set them up for your bills, especially that one consolidated payment or your targeted debt in the snowball or avalanche. This does two things. First, it ensures you're never late, avoiding those pesky fees and dings to your credit. Second, it takes the decision-making out of it each month. The payment happens, like clockwork. It keeps you sharp, disciplined, and on track without requiring constant willpower. But perhaps the most crucial strategy, the one that underpins all the others, is mindset mastery. You have to believe deep down in your bones that you can do this. You have to cultivate a mindset of abundance, not scarcity, even when things are tight. Chapter 5. The Unburdened Road, Your Future Awaits. Now you've got the knowledge, the game plan, and the swagger to pull it off. Whether you choose the snowball, avalanche, consolidation, or go full beast mode with a combination of everything we've discussed, remember this: debt doesn't define you, you define you. This journey, this fight, it's about more than just erasing red ink from a ledger. It's about reclaiming your power, your peace, and your potential. It's about proving to yourself that you can overcome any obstacle, no matter how daunting it may seem at first. The road ahead might still have its challenges, its moments of doubt. That's life. But now, you're armed.